Today's creature of the week is going to have you oozing with jelly. Let's see. What's that? I'm fired. I guess that's fair. Good day to you, you beautiful internet you. I'm the Dungeon Master for the live-action roleplay series Careful Cantrip, which you can go check out right now if you want. Link is down in the description below. For today's episode, let's talk about ooze, or in other words, these guys. Within the world of D&D, ooze comes in all shapes and sizes. Sometimes it's called ooze, jelly, pudding, and the always terrifying gelatinous cube. These magistrates of mucus spend their lifetime slinking, dripping, and spreading across damp underground passages and dungeons, always looking to satiate their undying hunger. And while they hold no true intelligence, they are driven by a predator-like sense being drawn to warmth and movement. And when they do find that warm and squishy goodness, they use their gooey acidic body to engulf the nearest adventurer for a good time with digestive enzymes. As for the origins of these creatures, according to the Demonomicon of Igwilv, oozes are the offspring of the equally terrifying demon lord Jublix, or as I like to call it, Hunka Hunka Burning Gross. As the Slime King, Jublix reigns over the slime pits, one of the many layers of the abyss. This sludgescape is essentially a bubbling ocean of jelly and ooze with vast expanses of caustic and unintelligent slime all lining up to do Jublix's bidding. Now, are you thoroughly disgusted yet? Fantastic. Let's take a look at some of the statistics. Now, some DMs out there might think that the ooze are very one-dimensional and even boring at times, but I would lend the advice to look past the surface, and not only because the oozes are mostly transparent. If you actually crank that big old creative cogwheel in your brain, oozes can easily fit 90% of your plot points if you just are willing to finesse it a little bit. To start off with, I selected the Ochre Jelly. With a challenge rating of 2, the jelly has an armor class of 8 and a total of 45 hit points, making it a super tempting punching bag. Now, where I started to fall off a little bit is when I was looking at the features and abilities. The creature's primary ability seems to be in its ability to move around. The amorphous feature allows it to squeeze through small spaces as small as 1 inch without having to squeeze, and with the spider climb feature, it can climb up difficult terrain, even hang upside down without making any ability checks. So why on Gygax's green earth do you only give me a movement and climb speed of 10 feet? For something that seems so agilely adept, doesn't seem like it's getting many places in life. Aside from these 2 movement features, the creature also has the ability to split into 2 or more jellies depending on a certain HP threshold, as well as a pseudopod attack, which hits relatively hard against low-level PCs. But this boring stat block didn't have me down. No, in fact it had me oozing with creative thoughts. Okay, so let's talk strategy and tactics. I knew going into this encounter it was going to be just a smash and grab scenario, and I was pretty confident that this was all going to happen in a pretty enclosed space. And knowing my party, putting them in a small room with a squirming blob of humanoid and jelly parts, it was more or less going to be putting a kick me sign on it. For the first addition to the creature, I added the corrosive nature, a feature of the black pudding, a not-so-distant cousin of the ochre jelly. Anyone that made a melee attack against the creature ran the risk of either damaging their gear or even themselves. And let me tell you, it worked hook, line, and sinker. To further complicate things, I gave the ooze some sticky, flailing tendrils. If any party member went in for a melee combat attack, they would have to make a dexterity save of at least 13 or be grappled by the creature, taking 3 points of acid damage at the start of each of their turns. A strength check would get them out of the grasp of the creature, but this would burn their primary action for each one of their turns. Lastly, I wanted to add something that caused a bit of concern for my ranged players, so I created a custom attack that I called Ooze Splatter. Being a giant globule of gross, this feature allowed the creature to fling droplets of its already slimy acidic body in a 20-foot radius, and anybody caught in this splatter would take 3 points of damage, similar to if they touched the creature's body itself. And there you have it, folks, the ooze in all of its grotesque glory. Now, these tips and tweaks aren't meant to create a deadly encounter, but hopefully for most DMs it will change your booze into ooze. Huh? Yeah, I'll start cleaning out my desk now, sorry. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell thingy. And as always, if you want to see us do this live, we stream every Tuesday nights on Twitch, link down in the description below. But until the very next one, good luck with all your TPKs. I'm sure you'll have friends afterward. Maybe. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.